Hey everyone, it's your coach Jeremy here, and I'm doing a video, and today's topic is how to get good at something. And I kind of have to sneeze. Hang on. Let's see if it happens. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm pretty good at sneezing, actually. I have a light that I just looked at and it helped me sneeze, so there you go. Today's article, how to get good at something, and I have a message from someone that I want to read to you. It's kind of their question about how to get good at something. Here it is. So, I would really like to be good at something. It seems like a lot of people have special talents, but I am one of the few people that wasn't born with that special talent. That's a bummer. I'm sure practicing helps, but I tried to practice already with a few things like painting, basketball, singing, and running, but they didn't really work out that well. Okay, I really just want some suggestions for some things that are easier to get good at. Well, running's not that difficult, and I'll explain that in a minute. So it sounds like you tried a few things and you felt like they didn't work out for you. So I'm going to start by saying shift your mindset a little bit. So you're probably already good at some things in your life. You got online and posted that question. That did not just happen by random chance. You had to learn how to go online and post that question. So you have some internet savviness, some technology savviness. You learned how to walk and talk and speak and communicate with other human beings. That required time and effort, and you're already good at that. And so you already have things you're good at, and I bet you can look at things right now that you're good at. I don't know whether it's memorizing movie quotes or whatever in your life, but I know you have things that you're good at. And so understand that you're already good at some things in your life, and you just need to follow the same formula for these other things you want to get good at. And let me explain this to you. It's like a little baby, actually. So a little baby is born, and they come out of their mommy, and they're wriggling and crying, and they can't really do much but eat, drink, poop, and pee, and cry. That's about it, and go gug, 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 like that. That's about all a little small baby can do. But if you notice, a small baby, I have two children, two little girls. When they were babies, they wiggled all the time. They move their body and they're wiggling. What was interesting about that is eventually we'd set them on the floor and they would start to wiggle on the floor. And then eventually they started to move their back legs and arms. And then eventually they started to kind of push their body, and then eventually they actually started to crawl. And the interesting thing is this was a many months long process, but the child didn't give up. It just kept trying every day, and it was happy when it was fed and didn't have to poop, and it was sad when it was hungry and needed to poop. But the point is the child kept at it, and they learned how to crawl, and it was pretty amazing. So there's this concept of just keeping at it to get good at something, and this is time and repetition. So time and repetition. Think about time and repetition. How long did you spend painting, playing basketball, singing, and running? Be honest with yourself. Did you just try it for a few weeks and gave up? Did you just be honest with yourself about this? If you're trying to become good at running, the best thing you can do is get some running shoes, some running clothes, and get out the door and run until you're fatigued. Start by jogging. Jog and jog further, and then pick up the pace. Pick up the pace a little bit. Do this for many weeks and months at a time, and I bet you'll get good at running through time and repetition. Running is very simple. One foot in front of the other. Granted, there are stretching techniques and ways to run where you place your foot down on the ground in a certain way, but overall running is just one foot in front of the other, and it just takes time to get in shape. So I'm challenging you, this person asking this question, that you got discouraged and quit too easily. that whenever you first start something, you're going to be a newbie at it. You're not going to be very good, and that's just natural. Like this year, I'm learning to sing and play the guitar, and I'll even sing a song for you at the end of this video. But I'm not super good at them yet, but I'm getting better each time I try and I practice. Time and repetition. So enjoy the process. So if you're giving up early, you're like my kids. Sometimes they try something and they give up because it's too hard. And I tell them, look, just enjoy learning. Learning is fun. Stumbling and fumbling and sucking at something is fun. Enjoy the process. It's cool to not be good at something, because then you can see how you become good at something. So when you're trying, also here's another tip to get good at something. Now if you want to get good at something fast, you need to actually use a technique to break down that thing you want to get good at. If you've ever heard of the Pareto Principle, it's the 80-20 rule. So you need to find out the 20% of this task or this skill that will give you 80% of your results. And there's a few things that I've outlined that I think will give you a good example of how this works. So here's 4 things that I'm already good at that I broke down for you. So one is, and I think 20 hours on each of these, for each of these skills would make you good at it. One is how to be a good HTML web developer. How do you make websites? Basic websites from scratch. How to be a good programmer. How do you write programming code that a computer understands? How to be a good basketball player. And how to be a good runner through exercising. And through each of these, here's some steps. So if you're trying to be a good HTML web developer, learn to use text files and save text files in Notepad. Understand the basic structure of HTML. Learn the basic tags that make up an HTML web page. Learn how to add images to an HTML web page through the image tag. And learn how to create links to other pages from an HTML web page using the A tag. And that's how I broke down how to be a good HTML web developer. If that's what you wanted to do, and you focused on those 5 things over the course of 20 hours, you would know how to code up a page by hand, create headings on it, create text on it, create images, link to other pages, and it would just be awesome. And I have an article that I'm going to link in the video that will show the other 3 things broken down. And so that's more details for you there. Maybe you want to master something. If you want to master something, it takes a lot longer than 20 hours. You have to grasp the basic principles. You have to take 20, 30 hours and get the basic principles. And then there's all these details and little nuances of that skill or thing that you can just spend years and years and years learning. It took me about 8 years to become a master web developer, and I'm still learning. And I'm a manager now at work, so I'm actually starting to lose out on the new stuff that's coming. But don't worry about being a master. You're just trying to get good at something. And I mentioned that I'm playing the guitar and singing this year. So let me share with you a song. Let's see. How about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? So I just started to sing this year in March, off and on. Haven't spent a lot of hours on it. When I first started, I had sung in the shower and stuff, but never in front of people. But this is me singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'm decent at it. I'm by no means an expert or really good, but I understand the basics of singing. And let me demonstrate that for you now. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And that's me singing, and I'm comfortable singing in front of people now. I enjoy it a lot, and I just went online and researched how to properly sing a little bit, and I've talked to people who are good singers who've taught me not to sing through my nose if I can help it, and even plug my nose while I sing to learn to not do it. And so I'm a newbie at singing, but not too bad, right? So time and repetition. Break down the thing you're trying to learn and don't give up. We only get one life. Don't spend your time giving up. Spend your time trying to learn and enjoying the process. So So this is your coach Jeremy. This is how you get good at something. Be curious like a little kid and don't give up. Thank you for watching.